What's up, guys? Master Styles here. Welcome you back to Inside Gaming. And today we're going to continue our adventure into Pokemon Unite. And so far, let's actually go over here to our Pokemons to see what we got going on. Since the last time we were here, we've acquired a couple of new Pokemons. So this guy, you get him for free, which is great. You also get a starter Pokemon, so it's different depending on your choice, right? For the starter Pokemon, I'll put up a picture here of the options. And you also gain Slowbro, Ninetales, Pikachu, Blastoids. You will get Blastoids, one of my favorite, as you can see from the amount of times that I use him from the number up there. Venusaur is pretty good too. They also give you a Venusaur and also a costume or skin, whichever one you want to call it. Cinderace you also get. And by the end of the 14th day of playing, you're also going to get Greninja. Of course, you can also go here to purchase your Pokemons over here for coins. Of course, if you want to spend money on the game, that's up to you. You can spend money on the game and pick them up that way. Couple of Pokemons over here that I see that I like. Very interesting. But one big thing is, let's actually go back over to the Pokemon here. When it comes to this game, the one thing I want you to do, figuring out your playstyle, right? What Pokemon is going to be best for you, right? Based off of your playstyle. And I just clicked out of there for no reason. So once you figure that out, then it would be easier for you to pick your Pokemon, because if we go back to that list over there in the shop, there's a good amount of options, right? And going through to pick the Pokemon you like, that's one thing too. Obviously, that's the option. But seeing all of these options, once you figure out the type that you want to use, for instance, going to default here, it could be a support, all-rounder, attacker, and defender, and speedster. For me, I like range heroes, right? If you use range, I'm for it, right? So for me, I like defenders, right? Defenders that have range, because again, they can do damage and they can protect. I'm a big fan of that. So again, having someone like Blastoise, this is why I'm such a fan of Blastoise, because he can go in there, he can take the damage, he can also protect his team. I use him in offense and defensively, and I like that about him. I did try out Mamoswine. Mamoswine is pretty good, but it's a little bit different than Blastoids. More so, got a good amount of range in terms of his attacks, which is great. Haven't really full on tried out any of the other defenders. Heard that Lapras is pretty good. I'm assuming that Snorlax, but I think Snorlax is on the more defensive side, because again, I was trying out other defenders to see if they match up with my play style, and that's why I said finding out which Pokemon correlate with your play style, and you can kind of go in here and see, like, okay, we have all these other options that works with all around. If your support is your way you want to go, this is a great way to see the other options that you have in the category of which you would want to go for. Mamoswine falls into the type of Pokemon I would like to use, right? That is that there. They also have an event going on with Suicune. Let's just do this roll here. Actually, we gotta collect this. Once you collect that, that's an additional 10. Can't really do any other missions, right? Then you do your roll, and we got 5. It says if you want to use Aeos coin to roll again, the result will be higher number than your previous. Really? So if I got 5, I can get 6. And let's see. Oh, okay. That's interesting. All right, cool. I'll take the 6. I'll take a 6 roll here. Yeah, nice. Okay. And then again, it gives you new missions. So it says when 2 battle as Pokemon of a different role. So it's kind of forcing you to do other roles, which is just great. But the thing is it even possible to get this Pokemon here. We do have 22 days. For me right now, the way that I'm seeing it is for every time you do one of these, you get 10. So you have 22 days, and that's 10 a day, right? That you would gain from this. So that's 220, right? 220. If you add it on to what I already have, it could be possible. And that would mean that I would only need to clear another 5 of these. So it could be possible to get this Suicune here for free, which would be awesome, right? So we're going to continue to progress through this. One thing I want you to do is actually to make practice. You need to practice, right? Don't go in there and ruin people's ranking, especially in ranked fights. You can play casual. And why I say practice is because, like I mentioned, figuring out which Pokemon correlates with your playstyle, whether it be a defender, right? I like range defender. There's range attackers. There's all arounds, all of that fun stuff. But figuring out what works with your playstyle and going into practice is great because I'll show you why. So in practice, you get to actually use all the Pokemons in the game, which is good, right? You can check out the Pokemon before you even make that purchase, like we mentioned before, and see who does what, right? Who did we look at there? Let's just try Snorlax, and of course, before the battle starts, you can set up your boost emblems, your battle items, held items, and of course your move set. For me, I don't really have this here, so I'm not gonna really use that. Thing is, the more you progress in terms of your level, you unlock the battle items, right? And of course, as a new player, Potion's gonna be the go-to. Once you get more familiar with the game, then you'll try out the other additional ones. For me, Potion works right now because, again, whenever I'm playing this game, I like to be in the mix, right? And of course, figuring out these held items here, of course, each one correlates to your Pokemon, and we'll just put that one on there. For the held item, that's a whole nother video to break all of this down. Just doing a quick overview, and I want to show you kind of what you want to focus on when you go into here. I'll show you here in a second once we go in. Not really worry about the Machamp there because, again, we'll end up turning him off, and I'll show you how you do that, right? So when you come in, it's similar to the actual game. It's set up the same way. Of course, choosing your path, picking your move. For me, I'm going to go with Tackle here, and then we'll go to this. So first off, this, let me show you here. So on the left, you see this wrench. That's the best way to put it. This wrench here gives you the ability to, level up your Pokemon, reset your levels, and also give yourself additional energy if you want to score. You can turn off the cooldown of your skills. You can even turn yourself invisible, which I don't know why you would really need that. You can also turn off the attack of Machamp over there, right? And you can level him up. You can reset his level, give him some energy. You can turn off wild Pokemon and a substitute doll, right? So as we go in there, right, the wild Pokemon, you defeat them, you gain energy. Even though I'm standing still, I'm still gaining experience, right? So you pick your move here. Again, if I didn't want that move, this is training, right? You can reset your levels, right? Where you can pick the moves. So this is kind of how you get comfortable with the moves in a way. So I can actually go all the way up to the max here, right? Go up to 15 if I want to. That's the highest level you can go. Every match that you go into, you start at level 1. I mentioned this in my previous video. So you pick this here, you get to try out which particular moves you want, and you get your ultimate move. And once you get to level 15, you get to max out all of your moves. So again, if you wanted to learn like combos, this is a perfect way to do it and see what each Pokemon do. How does the combos correlate to each other? You can always, like I said, if you feel like, okay, maybe block isn't what I need, you can go back to 0 and then switch it around, go up again, right? We'll go with rest, and then we'll change. We're just going to change out the moveset. You'll go yawn, we'll take that and switch here, and of course go all the way to 15 and max them out. and then that way you can try out the other move sets and see which move sets work together. So practice is your best friend, right? Before you go out there and ruin people's ranking. I don't want to see you in ranked battles until you're ready. Don't do that to yourself, okay? But practice here is great. It's a great way to test out a Pokemon, see what they can do. Again, obviously, it's not going to be full on like being in action, of course. See, he's just standing there. He's not going to do anything. You can make him attack. You can pick and choose. But again, I just wanted to show you that because, again, for me, when I first started playing, I just dived into the game. I didn't really utilize practice, and I didn't full on understand how it works, right? So I decided that, I needed to learn a little bit more. And this here is your favorite friend. The wrench will help you out a lot because you can bring the levels up, change your skills, and see what is what. See how it works. Getting comfortable with the Pokemon. And I love this because, again, you can now use whichever Pokemon you want. And before you make that purchase, because, you make a purchase, you don't like the Pokemon, and it's like, oh man, I'm not getting these coins back as frequently, right? Because you have to play the game to gain coins, right? Obviously, you can spend money on the game, that's obvious there, but at the same time, I just want to say I love that because, again, you are now able to see what the Pokemon is like, test them out, test out the skills, come up with your combos, and not have to purchase that Pokemon or purchasing that Pokemon and ending up not liking the Pokemon, which would be very annoying. But again, one thing I wish they would fix is that I just go back into it, right? I don't like that I have to go back here to go back to practice. One adjustment I would love there. That's quality of life stuff. Would love that I could just go right back into it. I don't have to come back here. Now scroll down, go back to practice, hit practice. Like, this is the screen I should be coming back to once I end the practice match. I shouldn't have to go all the way back out, right? But again, you get to see all the Pokemons here. I think Suicune's in here. Yeah, see, Suicune's in here. You can try out Suicune, see how Suicune is, get familiar with the moves. Again, another reason why I wanted to cover this game is because I love Pokemon too. And we get to see Suicune here. Of course, you can see the moves, you can try the moves, see what works. But Suicunes look pretty good, and this is what I like about this game. One thing I wish they would have is kind of like a story mode where you can go around, fight through levels. That would be nice because, again, I like playing this game. And of course, it's for Switch, right? So you can play it on a console. That's what got me going. When it comes to this game, it comes down to you getting familiar with how the game works, understanding your Pokemon, figuring out your play style, and then you can go into casual, right? To get familiar with being around your teammates. How does your play style correlate to your teammates, right? That's also a big one. And of course, the other side of that is also playing against the enemy team, because the enemy team, their skill level may be different depending on who you're facing, right? So again, that is all I have for you guys today. Again, like I said, I'm still getting used to playing this game. I'm still learning in terms of what is what. And the more I learn, right, the more I'll teach you. So again, if you're new to the Pokemon Unite scene, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'll continue to make content about this game. And if you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more Pokemon and Eternal Evolution. We'll cover both, right? It's Inside Gaming, of course, not Inside Game. So again, I think I found a game that I liked, and I'll continue to cover it. I'll do one video a week, maybe, depending on what's happening. I may jump up to 2. I just have to have the time for it. So again, for those that are rocking with me, let me know down in the comments how you feeling about this game. If you tried it out, have you tried it? If not, I think you should. If you like Pokemon, this would be the game for you. Without further ado, I want to thank you for watching. Till the next video, peace.